If there's one thing that seems to be quite common but goes unnoticed to so many people, it is the fact that many of the songs that become hits or contents that go viral are almost always unexpected and unplanned. Now, I'm not talking about those popular songs or contents that are heavily promoted. I'm talking about the ones that become hits organically without any promotion, where people are just liking it by themselves and they are sharing it up to the point that they become mega hit or mega viral. A very recent example is the Amapiano hit song Twalabam by South African artists T-Tom and UP.
Talk to us about Twalabam. When you guys did it, did you know that it was gonna possibly fly?
No, we didn't know that thing.
You were just like, it's another track.
Yeah, because that's I feel like that's what happens with a lot of hit songs. Because even Kekeleza, when I did it with Folka, we didn't know it was gonna like I don't know, it just happens.
Just a couple of months ago, the song was everywhere. It was so popular that you had people dancing to it all over social media, up to the point that the American superstar artist Chris Brown actually danced to the song in his live performance on stage. Another example is CK's song Love Wantity, which was released in 2020.
It wasn't one of those songs that was like really deliberate and I was like, yo, I want to do this and this and this and this. I was just like, I was literally just catching vibes.
You don't even need to be an Afrobeat fan to know that this song was a mega hit all over the world. We had people singing to the song in India, Europe, America, and so many parts of the world. Listening to how this song, Twalabam, and other songs were made, I have noticed a pattern which shows that many of the songs that will go on to become mega hit songs are usually not planned. They are usually unexpected. So in this video, I'm going to explain why it is almost impossible to predict a mega hit song or a viral content and what may be behind this particular phenomenon.
To be very honest, I honestly didn't want to be in that session because to myself, I feel like, I've actually gone past this stage of like creating like songs like this, to be very honest. That's what I said to myself. I mean, Olamide is someone I actually really, really respect so much, and he has actually asked me to do this. So I can't even think of saying no, talk less of saying no. Do you understand? So I just have to like go for it and like put in my best. I wasn't thinking crazy. I wasn't thinking.
The easiest song would be Kulosa. Because I don't think it took me 30 minutes to make it, and then I gave him the beat. I was hoping that maybe after he records, I would come back and finish the beat, but he just dropped it like that. I didn't need to do any post-production. It just came out like that, and nobody noticed that it was unfinished. That's why my tag is not on the original one, because usually I put my tag when I'm done with the beat. So I just gave it like a sample record, and then when we're done, we do it, and they just put it out like that. It wasn't even mixed after, they just mixed only the vocal. And then, but that one was the first version. And then later on, they asked for the beat again, I sent the beat, and then they did the colors version. And when they sent it, it sounded different from the original one we recorded because he did some extra vocal stuff, vocal run. So I didn't like it initially, I said he ruined the song. But then I listened to the song, so I hated the original one. I know the original one sounds like really weird in my ears now. The colors one is like the official version now.
So if you listen closely to the video I just played now, you will notice that both Ozedikos and P Prime initially had strong reservations about the songs that they had just produced. Ozedikos said that he produced the song Kulosa within 30 minutes and that he didn't even mix it or master it properly before it was sent to Oxlade, who will go on to perform the song at the Colors show. The Colors version would be the version where Oxlade would perform it, remix it a bit, and according to the video I just played now, Ozedikos said that he disliked that particular version, and not long after, the song will go on to become a very big song. In fact, it will go on to become a mega hit for Oxlade and Ozedikos. The same thing happened with P Prime. P Prime said that he was initially hesitant to produce the song or even work with Portable, but that out of respect for Olamide, he decided to just produce the song. But he had very little emotional attachments. In his own words, he was not even thinking when he was producing the song. He was not expecting that the song would go on to become a mega hit song for Portable, Olamide, and he himself, because he is a co-creator in the song. So the major aspect of this particular video is the idea of expectations. As they say, expectations is the mother of all disappointment. There's something about having high expectations, especially for your creative work or just for anything in general, and the idea that you almost always get disappointed. And this thing is one of those things that happen in music a lot, not just music, because it happens in content creation and job seeking and relationship. But since we are talking about music, it's one of those things that happen a lot. As a music producer myself, I have experienced this thing firsthand. I have made over 1,000 beats in the 15 years I've been producing and making beats, and it is usually the beats that I don't think anybody would like that usually become the ones that people would end up liking and using and recording on. The beats that I think that the artist or people will like, they may sound good, but they usually are not the ones that end up being used, or in my own case, not going viral, but at least sounding well and becoming popular to an extent. And I know that this thing happens to all creators and even normal people. For example, when a person starts planning for a certain amount of money that they are expecting, and all of a sudden the money refuses to come. I'm sure that a lot of people have experienced this particular thing. It also happens in the case where somebody applies for a job, and because their mind is there, they'll be checking their email, checking their phone, whether they'll get a response from the employer, and they'll just be waiting, and they will never hear a response from the employer or the person that is giving the job, and it feels very crushing and disappointing, especially when your mind is there. Even as a content creator here on YouTube, I've experienced the same thing. Many of the videos that I usually think would do well are the ones that are just stuck, and the ones that I don't even think would do well are the ones that are doing better. And some other contents that I have a kind of expectation that they are supposed to do well, they might be doing well, but because my mind is there, the thing will just hang. It's when I've now become disappointed and my mind is no longer there, the video will just start doing well again. I experienced it a lot, so I've learned over the years that any content I'm doing, I just remove my mind from it as I'm doing it. If you are a content creator, a musician, or you have experienced something similar to what I've just explained up to this point, please drop a comment below to tell me your own experience about this particular topic. So at this point, I'm sure you're wondering what is behind this particular phenomenon. Well, many people might call it expectation, but a deeper and more powerful name is what I'm going to call importance. Now, this whole idea of importance is an idea that comes from a book I read, which is called Reality Transurfing. But I'm not going to be going very deep about that book in this video. I'm just going to take certain aspects of it and explain it in this section of the video. This whole idea of importance is a metaphysical concept. Metaphysical meaning that it is connected to thoughts and mind over matter. It's one of those aspects that has to do with your emotions and your thoughts and how it manifests in somebody's life. But I'm not going to go in that direction. I'm going to just say it in a more simpler way, which is around the idea of expectations. Importance, or the lack of importance, is one of those things that are usually not taught when people are learning about content creation, music, and other creative endeavors. Importance in this context simply means that when you have desire for something, you put all your mind in it, and you put it on a kind of scale, in the sense that you tell yourself, if you do not get this particular thing, you will not be happy. If you don't get this goal you are moving towards, or this desire, you will not be happy, or something similar to that. Everybody has certain levels of importance when it comes to different things. A person that wants to get married will say something like, if they don't get married, they will not be happy. An artist may say something like, if they don't become successful, they will not be happy. So that success or that marriage is very important, and that feeling of importance is a very powerful factor that can affect whether you are going to be successful or not. Too much importance acts as a kind of repellent to what you desire or what you are working towards. The effect of importance can also be felt when a person intentionally sets out to create a hit. It doesn't mean that it's not possible to intentionally make a hit, but it is very difficult, because one of the major aspects of virality, apart from the fact that it must be very good, very bad, very relatable, or very absurd, is the fact that it is almost always unexpected. So when you have importance in your mind that this thing you want to work on must blow, there's a very high chance that it is not going to blow. And if you are listening to this particular video and you are a creator like myself, please drop a comment below to agree or disagree with what I just said, but I know that it's something that is very common because I have worked with so many artists. I've worked with artists and they always say, this song go blow, or this song go blow, and for where the song never blow, the song never blow because there's already so much importance attached to this song. And I believe that this whole idea of importance is one of the reasons why many artists are not yet successful, or they will never become successful, because there's too much importance in their creative endeavor. They've attached too much importance or meaning to what they are doing, rather than just flowing and allowing their feelings to take over. They are thinking about the rhymes, they are thinking about everything about it. It's not an expression of the soul, it's a thought of the intellect. And it's very difficult to create anything that has soul, that has life, when you are thinking about it. Many of all the songs that you hear on radio, streaming, and everywhere are very soulless. That's why many songs don't really go far. They might be heavily promoted, but you can feel this sense of soullessness. It is because artists are thinking about it. They've already signed deals and there's expectations from them, so it is important for them to create hits so that they can continue their lifestyle. So they start thinking. The songs sound nice, so the creative project sounds nice, but there's no life, there's no soul in this particular project, and that is because of that importance. For creators, this whole idea of importance can manifest as a feeling of time running out, especially when the person feels like they are getting older but they are not yet succeeding. That importance of blowing as quickly as possible can make it difficult for them to achieve it, because the importance is like a repellent, as I've said earlier before. It can also manifest with this strong desire for success and money. When a person is creating content, not for the sake of expression of the soul, but for the sake of success and money, importance is involved in it. And as a result, they may be successful to an extent, but you see that mega cultural success, they will never ever be able to reach there, because you can't use your thinking faculty to create art. It has to be an expression of the soul. It can also manifest with that desire for fame and attention, as well as the need to sound perfect. Another example is when an artist or a creator has made a hit song or a viral content in the past, and there's a pressure for them to create a new hit song or a new viral content. That pressure, that importance would make it very difficult for them to actually replicate the success they once had. I think that is what has happened to somebody like Oxlade, because since Kulosa, he has been trying all his best to come out with new songs, and the songs sound nice. They sound nice. They just sound nice. To me, I feel like they sound like he was thinking about it. He was not expressing it like the way he did on Kulosa. You can feel like there's a lack of soul. It sounds nice based on vocals, voice, mixing, but that soul is almost always lacking. I think that is exactly what's happening to someone like Fireboy and a couple of other Nigerian artists. Especially when they've made a hit in the past, there is now a kind of pressure for them to replicate the success, especially as they are signed to record labels that demand some level of success for them to be promoted and make money out of all that. So this is a way importance can manifest in a person's life and make it difficult for them to actually find success or replicate success. The effect of too much importance can lead to disappointment, restlessness, tension, unhappiness, envy and jealousy, as well as sadness. And this is one of the things I notice with so many creators. After years of trying all their hardest, trying their best, of not being able to replicate some kind of success that they had before, they become sad, they become envious, restless, disappointed. And even me myself, as a creator, I have experienced that in my past, but as I've become more enlightened and grown spiritually, especially with my new knowledge of importance, I don't experience a lot of these emotions I just called out, because I have zero importance in so many things. Not zero per se, but I have very low importance. So as a result, even though things may not go how I want them to go, I am still grateful and I don't feel so terrible. So how does someone manage importance, and can you actually get rid of it? Well, I don't think you can actually get rid of importance, but you can reduce it to the point that its effect is not so powerful and disturbing. And there are 3 ways you can manage importance so that there's a higher chance of success. One of them is to have a backup plan. One of the reasons why so many people usually become disappointed and unhappy when they don't get what they want, it is because there's so much importance. They put all their mind there. It happens in relationships, it happens in business, it happens when you're looking for a job, it happens to creators, you know. When you put all your eggs in one basket, where you have this mindset whereby if you don't achieve what you want, you will not be happy. There's a very high chance that you're not going to achieve it, and you are definitely not going to be happy. So the best way to manage something like that is to have a backup plan. It doesn't mean that you are going to quit, but it just means that all your mind is not in it. So for example, as an artist, you can find a second kind of hustle so that all your mind is not just going to be on this music. Yes, you have a goal to win in music and content creation, but you cannot put all your mind there. You have to find some other kind of thing to be doing, so that even if things don't go exactly as you want, you will experience less disappointment. Another way to manage importance is to visualize your goal and your desire. You know, many of the most successful people in the world all say that they visualize their goals. Visualization is a very powerful technique that the creator needs to use, especially when they want success. Many people that usually don't find success are the ones that don't visualize anything. They just rugged it and think it will just work. But the ones that actually visualize and have a very clear idea of what they want usually find it easier to achieve it. When you visualize what you want, it is easier for you to remove your mind from it because you already created in your mind. But when you have not even created the image in your mind and you're just moving around and hoping that things will fall in place, you would almost always create importance, and that importance would almost always lead to disappointment. The third way to manage importance is to just let it go. You know, you have to just let go and allow God or the universe to just carry you to that place you want to get to. Because without the universe, without God, without grace, it is going to be very difficult for you to achieve anything substantial. You can push with all your efforts, but what you are going to get is going to be very nominal or very small. But for you to reach that level whereby you are able to go viral, become a mega hit, or impact culture, you would have to just do your part, create excellent work, but do your part and let the universe just carry you along. And there's a very high chance that is exactly what is going to happen, you know, especially if you are giving high quality value through your creative work. So I hope my explanations help you in your journey towards success and maybe enlighten you on this very invisible thing that a lot of people might have been noticing that exists, but they're not able to put their finger on it. Hopefully this video is going to bring it to your consciousness, so at least maybe this might actually be the thing that may have been holding you back as a creator or as a person in life. So this is an opportunity for you to just learn and start letting go and start releasing importance so that you can achieve that success that you actually deserve to achieve. If you like or dislike what you hear in this video, please drop a comment below. Give the video a thumbs up if you actually enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel for more content related to the psychology of pop culture. My name is Kola, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye for now.